didn't hit her with the door.
So apparently these women are arguing because one daughter hit the other daughter with the door. This situation continues to escalate until they eventually get into a fight. Now I want you to keep in mind that the daughters are actually watching and analyzing this behavior. Now to me, it doesn't matter which way you slice it, they're both wrong in this situation. And you will see that as we continue to watch this video.
She didn't hit her with the door. Like I said, bitch, I'll drag you out here. Drag.
Can you call 911, please?
Come on.
You hit 911, please.
You called it.
She just called me. She spit on me.
Now apparently we have a spitter, so just remember that throughout this entire video because that's going to be very important.
You fucking is upset.
Oh well. Oh well. Hit your daughter, hit mine. Oh well. Oh well. Like I said, you want to do nothing. You want to do nothing. And you scary. And you scary, bitch.
Yeah, okay. I want a fat ass bitch touching me. Sorry. Ew, she said if you come near me, it's okay.
Yeah.
You got your fucking daughter, bitch. You got your daughter. What are you doing? Don't touch me.
Now you heard what the woman said. You got your daughter. You got your daughter. Don't touch me. Now that makes a lot of sense, right? You would actually think that's the logical decision. You have your daughter, move on your way, because why get into a confrontation with your daughter watching? You are actually enabling and promoting that behavior in her eyes, because children are very influenced by what they see, especially their parents, because they're going to automatically believe that it's okay for them to do the same thing.
Keep saying, because I dare you. I dare you. Like I said, keep your hand on my face.
Christina, move.
Now the person recording this, I do have a little bit to say about her. Like, you're just simply watching this about to happen, and apparently she knows whoever this is because she called the girl by name. And so that leads me to believe that instead of actually going to grab the girl and move the young girl away from this situation, because it looks like it may potentially get heated, you're going to continue to record. Like that's what's on your priority list. You choose to record this situation instead of, you know, checking on the well-being and making sure that the girl is safe.
Hey, Christina,
I drag you, bitch. Let's go. Let's go. Fuck her. Yeah, get on. You scary. And you scary. And you scary. And you scary. And you scary. That's not that bitch. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. I'm ghetto. And y'all scary. Because y'all thought that y'all was going to come through here. Hit my daughter with the door. Hit my daughter with the door. Get my daughter out the way. I got you out the way.
Now this grown woman just spit on this little girl. Now earlier in the video, that lady said, and she spit on me. That's what she said. Now I am inclined to believe that this woman spit on that other lady, because of what I just saw. You will not get the benefit of the doubt from me. No way. You're not getting the benefit of the doubt from me. Spitting on somebody, in my opinion, is one of the most disrespectful things you could do to somebody. And you mean to tell me this grown woman spit on that little girl? I don't care if she did hit your daughter with the door. Let's say she did hit your daughter with the door. Y'all gonna see later on in this video that if she hit her daughter with the door, I'm pretty sure that she probably had no issue with actually apologizing to that girl if you handled this situation differently.
Yep, sure did.
I don't know if she actually connected, but two wrongs don't make it right. I'm gonna assume that you spit on this little girl. You have grown women out here acting like children. That's what you have. You have grown women out here acting like little kids instead of handling this like adults. People all in their feelings, all in their emotions. And now they doing this in front of the kids. What does that say about you? What does that say about you? Now the fight is about to start. I'm gonna have to blur a little bit of this out because it's YouTube, of course. But let's keep watching.
Here they go. Here they go.
Now I want y'all to pay attention to something. The little girl that was accused of pushing the door into the other little girl is now like holding her, hugging her, trying to console her a little bit because of what they're witnessing. that girl is being traumatized by this situation because she really wants to get this woman off of her mom, and her mom charged at her. It's a lot of things wrong with this situation, man. A lot is wrong with this situation. But you see the kids are acting more mature than the actual adults. Both of them are wrong. You can argue about who is more wrong here, but at the end of the day, they're both wrong. Now I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here. They fight and tussle for about another few seconds, and then they eventually break the fight up, and you're gonna hear the woman who is holding the camera say something.
Working at Walgreens. Hold on, he shouldn't even be talking to her like that. Bro, why he on her like that? Why y'all on her like that? Y'all on her like that. Y'all don't gotta do that.
Now, I guess you can make the argument that the guys maybe were getting a little bit rough with her, but I mean, she was trying to start a fight and he's just trying to hold her down. I don't really see it being overly excessive. I mean, you could make that argument, but I don't see it as being overly excessive force to try to break up a fight. I mean, she's a lady, but I mean, I don't think it's necessarily ladylike to charge up and start a fight. I don't necessarily think it's ladylike to spit on a innocent child. I mean, at the end of the day, these are kids and y'all are embarrassing yourselves, and now y'all on social media doing all these crazy things in front of these kids. This lady who was so concerned posted this video. I assume she's the one who did it. So I mean, come on now. You're so concerned now. You wasn't that concerned a few minutes ago when they were like going to blows. If you were so concerned about how she was going to get handled after the fight was over, you should have been the one in there breaking the fight up if you were so concerned. But hey, that's just my opinion. And as for the other lady, you can see she didn't want any part of that anymore. She was trying to get away the entire time throughout that fight. I know I didn't show the whole thing, which I wasn't going to. That girl was crying and everything. It's honestly sad, man. So,
break them up and that's it. Break them up and that's it. Like, why you doing that to her? Like, yo, you wildin'. That's a whole lady. Wow, that's a whole fucking lady right there. You doing that to her. Have a good night. Have a good one.
Now, what we all witnessed here today was two adults who continued to go down the wrong direction and could have settled this situation a lot differently. And I can honestly say the situation that bothered me the most was the fact that you had a grown woman spit on that child first, and then you had the other grown woman spit back on the child. It's one thing to have an argument, but when you start spitting on children, like, what will make you ever want to do that? We have seen people die because they spit on somebody else, and you have the audacity to spit on somebody's kid, and that goes for the both of them. That goes for the both of them. Now, the one girl, the lady in the black, she started it, right? She started it. And if that woman who was in the yellow shorts would have just ran up and hit her, I would have had no issue with that. But she decided to spit back, and she spit in the direction of the kid. So that's when it set all of this off. And it's hard for me to believe that the little girl who she said pushed the door into the other little girl, it's hard for me to believe that that girl did that with like malice intent, because you can clearly see in the video that she like holds her and hugs her while their parents are fighting. So it's hard for me to believe that. Now, you might see something later on that begs to differ, but I don't know. It's just hard for me to believe that after seeing that video and watching all of that unfold. But let me know what you guys think about this situation. Who do you hold at more fault here?